hours. Anything?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh.
But here we are. Actually,
Yeah.
one thing has happened, and I went down this rabbit hole and ended up writing it. It'll be on the site here in a second. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
this.
I know. Wait, no. Let me. It's about your lies, isn't it? It's your lie. Once again, Brad has been found lying. Is it that game Among Us or whatever? Is that what
Close
you're
to
about?
that. If
Okay.
you look at the drafts, you'll see. Like I was. So here's what happened. So Paul and I, like, it was on on the Xbox Instagram account. They said, or Game Pass thing, like, "Hey, Fall Guys, the game, which is coming." Which the only reason I'm mostly interested in this is like a family game, like that. I think that it's good to like sit on the couch and play with your family or whatever.
A diversity of games. Sure.
Yeah, and it's like it's coming. It's like, okay, whatever, that's great. And then the developer comes out and says, "Nope," like straight up, "Nope." This is not happening. And so then I was sitting there thinking, like, man, let's just overanalyze this because we've been down this rabbit hole before. So there's a couple scenarios that could play out.
Yep.
One is that this is absolutely not happening, and the Game Pass people screwed up this game and Among Us because they're kind of similar-ish.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that seems unlikely. Okay, yes, fair
Like
enough.
the person could have been like, yeah, Among Us is coming or whatever. Like, oh, we screwed up. That's scenario one. Scenario two is that the developer is in an exclusivity contract with PlayStation.
That's what I was thinking.
And
Yes.
they cannot
Mhm.
publicly comment or say anything about this happening on Xbox until that contract expires, which is why they came out and very clearly said this is not coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Brad, it would be a lot easier just to admit it. We're in a new America now. It's okay to say that you lied.
Contracts don't matter. So that is it. Also, I think if I'd have to go back and look at the language again, I think he said it's not coming to Xbox Game Pass, but he didn't say it's not, or he or she, I should say, didn't say it's not coming to Xbox. So,
Well, okay.
I think it's fair to say, unless Sony comes back and just buys lifetime exclusivity, it's going to come to Xbox at some point, just a matter of when, because there's actually some precedents here, Paul. If you remember, there was a game called Control, and I think Phil Spencer's like, yeah, that's coming to Xbox, and then the developers came out and said, no, it is not. And what's on Game Pass or Xbox now is that game. So
Yeah, it was announced yesterday, I think, or the day before.
yeah, not long ago. So
Yep.
anyways, that's the completing the circle of 24 hours.
Again, I find it's easier and better for the soul just to, we're human, and sometimes, we lie just to make ourselves feel better about ourselves.
This is even directed at me, and I don't know what you're saying.
I don't
Like,
know what I'm
I don't, despite what people believe, I do not have access to the Xbox Game Pass Instagram account. Like, I'm not in there. I would write a lot of other things before I wrote that.
Sure. It's okay, Brad. It's okay.
Is it?
Sure.
I guess it's really not because I wrote like 700 words. So gotta cleanse the soul on occasion or something.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so other exciting things is Google Calendar for web gets basic offline support. That's great.
Only for workspaces, and it's just basically a view only kind of a thing. So they'll cache some amount of time, but you can't add new events. You can't access tasks. It's basic.
Yeah.
But Brad, there was a lot to write about this morning, and I felt like I needed to write something.
Yeah. Why don't you take a few minutes to just explain that in some deep soul cleansing words? Maybe a tonic or something. I don't know. Maybe some herbal teas.
I was up late last night. Celebrating is a strong word, but enjoying the better times.
Not to take this on a political bent, but did you see that they used the entire nation's supply of fireworks last night? Like, we have none left. Like, they used them all in Washington, D.C. yesterday.
You know what? That's fine. It's an inauguration. We didn't get to go.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's one firework for every person who wasn't able to attend.
Probably. And there are probably 17,000 dogs who literally took a dump on their owners' floors last night because of...
Oh, to be a dog in D.C. last night.
Yeah. Like
cowering under the coffee table.
Those pooches probably had a rough night.
I will say I spent a couple of summers in Washington, D.C. as a kid because my dad worked for the federal government and had 3-month long things he had to do down there. And we actually got invited to a White House reception one time for the Emir of Kuwait, which in 1980 or whatever year it was, we had to look up on a map. We'd never even heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, aside from that, I will say some of the most spectacular things I've ever seen have been firework, like 4th of July firework celebrations in Washington, D.C. are just amazing. With that place as a backdrop, it's just beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
And I actually didn't see a lot of the fireworks stuff from last night. But I mean, I've seen pictures of it and stuff. I mean, it's just a beautiful place for that kind of thing.
You can go. It's on the YouTubes. You can actually. They did it. So it's only in like a 2-minute span. Like Katy Perry sung a song, and like that's when the person hit the button. And
yeah, because you want to kind of drown that out if you can.
Katy Perry, if you're listening, call me. I'll give you Paul's number. Just call me first.
Katy Perry is one of the many pseudo celebrities I think I see at the gym almost every day. I have this list of people. I call them PA Eddie Murphy's not Eddie Murphy, Eddie Money. PA Eddie Money is one I see him every day. PA Katy Perry, I don't see her every day, but almost every day.
You also see PA Mary Jo fairly frequently.
That's right. She lives around the corner from me, actually. It's true. See?
Which is where you met in Washington, D.C.
That's
Look at this.
Good. That's right. And I also ran into her more recently, and this is a long time ago now, but locally at a restaurant, which I always kind of knew I would. I always knew I'd bump into her eventually at some point. Yeah.
Anyways, now with all the election garbage behind us, I'm kind of hoping that the news cycle goes, like tech news cycle, that is, goes back to normal, because for obvious reasons, a lot of these companies are just like not wanting to push things out when there's all this going on, because they'll know they will get drowned out.
So what's your expectation for the antitrust stuff? Does that just continue? Does it slow down? That's yeah, I think it continues.
I think it continues as well.
Yeah. Actually, what this administration should do, and what the tech company should do, is have a little tech confab where they're like, look, this is happening. So why don't you guys just do the right thing? Mm-hmm. And we won't have to waste billions of dollars and years in court. And you've already, these companies of all the companies of interest have secured their dominant positions in the marketplace. Like they can literally stop their behavior today and they'll be fine.
Yeah, but see, the interesting thing there, though, is they can look at that. Apple, maybe not. Like, I feel like Apple at least has somewhat of a soul, maybe. Not like they're not happy people, but
they don't.
Like, compared to, like, Facebook, for example. I could see Facebook looking at me like, look, if we can drag this out in court for 4 years, we'll make an extra $30 billion in the bank.
You know what, though? I look at Facebook as in a good versus evil kind of a situation, if you're familiar with, like, the Omen movies or something. Facebook is the feint, and I mean that in the sense that Facebook is just too obviously evil. The devil, when he comes, is going to be attractive. It's going to be Apple. Apple, the company that comes out and pretends that they're fantastic, but still does crazy, horrible crap on the back end, like human rights violations in China. Put in place by the guy who now runs the company. I think you need to worry as much about those guys. But fair enough. I mean, Facebook is quite obviously a terrible company. But maybe that's how this could go down. They could talk to the Apples and Amazons, the companies, and the Microsofts and Googles, companies that are kind of really important to this nation's infrastructure, and say, look, let's do the right thing. And then Facebook will be like, but what about us? Yeah, we're not talking to you. Because honestly, Facebook fixing its problems, what does that solve for the wider world? I think we need to break that company up.
Yeah. We will see. It's day one, I guess. We'll see what they do. New administration, I'm
sure there's a many-day plan, and tech is in there somewhere.
Many-day plan.
Like a 100-day plan and then a 360, whatever,
Yeah, I've got like a 4-hour plan. I think that's about how
I don't even have that today. I arbitrarily take one day off from the gym every week. I'm thinking today might be that day.
Yeah. Maybe that is a good day. Well, today's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah.
I know. Yesterday felt like Friday night.
This whole week has been like a weird flummox of everything, because Monday wasn't like a partial work day for half the world.
I actually thought I was just going to work. I woke up, we didn't do the podcast, obviously. I wrote my premium newsletter thing, and then I sent it to Elena, and we were like, it is a holiday. Do you want to just, and she's like, yeah, just skip it till next week. And Like I already wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I kind of went into the day expecting it was going to be like a normal work day, and then I wrote like one thing in the morning, and I was like, I don't know. It's that kind of week.
It is that kind of week.